The drama surrounding the 2025 WNBA All-Star Game didn't begin at tip-off. It started with one name missing from the roster, Caitlin Clark. What was supposed to be a celebration of women's basketball and a showcase of the league's brightest talents unraveled into a cautionary tale about star dependency, media hype, and what happens when the most anticipated figure in the sport isn't even in uniform. The moment Clark announced she would be sitting out due to a groin injury, the dominoes began to fall, and by the time the final buzzer sounded, the damage was undeniable. This was supposed to be the moment. Indianapolis, Clark's basketball backyard, hosting the All-Star festivities for the first time. The banners were up, the rainbow flags waving, and fans from all corners were pouring in with expectations set sky-high. Clark, after all, wasn't just another player on the ballot. She was the player, with a record-breaking 1.29 million fan votes. She wasn't merely leading the league in popularity. She was redefining it. But then came the news that she'd be sidelined, and just like that, the lights dimmed. Ticket prices began to nosedive almost immediately. What was once a hot ticket event saw a jaw-dropping collapse in value. Prices that were sitting comfortably at $262, the highest average ever for a WNBA All-Star Game, cratered nearly 50% after Clark's withdrawal. The get-in price dropped from $121 to $64. Fans weren't just second-guessing their decision to attend. They were bailing outright. The Gainbridge Fieldhouse, which should have been packed to the rafters, displayed vast patches of empty seats like wounds across the arena, and when the game finally tipped off, whatever was left of the anticipation evaporated. Napheesa Collier's team ran away with it early, putting up 86 points in the first half alone. Team Clark, without their namesake and leader, never found rhythm. It wasn't just a bad game, it was uninspired. Fans inside the arena began leaving as early as the third quarter. Others remained, but scrolled through their phones, barely looking up. On social media, words like dumpster juice, boo water, and doo-doo weren't just colorful criticisms, they captured the sense of embarrassment surrounding what should have been a marquee event. Sure, Collier put on a show, dropping 36 points and taking home MVP honors. But her historic performance barely registered with the crowd. The game, despite a combined 282 points and a new scoring record, felt less like an elite showcase and more like a pickup game played at half speed. Defense was non-existent. Strategy, nowhere to be found. Players tossed up shots from the newly introduced four-point line with reckless abandon, but it only added to the sense of gimmickry. What should have been innovation came across as desperation. And above it all hovered the glaring truth: without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA game lacked not just its centerpiece, but its identity. But it wasn't just the Saturday night game that suffered. The ripple effect of Clark's absence stretched across the entire weekend. The three-point contest, one of the most anticipated segments, thanks to what could have been a dream showdown between Clark and reigning champ Sabrina Ionescu, fizzled into a forgettable affair. Lexie Hull, who filled in as Clark's replacement, is a solid player, but she's not the reason over 1 million people cast their votes. Her performance was respectable, but the stage simply didn't feel the same. Without Clark's signature deep bombs and ice-cold confidence, it was like going to a concert and realizing the headliner isn't showing up. But the opening act is still expected to carry the night. From a fan experience perspective, the weekend became a glaring mismatch between expectation and reality. From afar, it looked like a celebration. On the ground, it felt like a dress rehearsal missing its lead. Even Clark's presence courtside, dressed in a "Pay Us What You Owe Us" t-shirt, added another layer of uncomfortable irony. Here was the player whose very absence caused a near-total collapse in ticket value and buzz, reduced to watching from the sidelines while wearing a shirt demanding proper compensation for WNBA players. The moment wasn't lost on anyone. If there was ever proof of what the league's stars are worth, Clark was showing it just by sitting still. What made it all worse is that every major WNBA name was present. A'ja Wilson, Breanna Stewart, Sabrina, Alyssa Thomas, Angel Reese, the so-called big dogs were all accounted for. Yet none of them could draw the eyes or stir the excitement like Clark has done all season long. Her rookie campaign has already included some of the most-watched games in WNBA history. Her regular season matchups routinely cracked the 1 million viewer mark. Her return from injury earlier this summer drew over 2.2 million on ABC. Without her, TV ratings plummet down 55% during her prior absences, and this weekend is almost certain to follow that trend. And yet, some may argue that this was a chance for other stars to shine, a chance to finally get the spotlight, without having to share it with the league's media darling. But that theory collapsed in real time. With Clark gone, there was no uptick in excitement, no breakout moment, no viral highlight. It was as if the entire ecosystem of fan engagement collapsed without its gravitational center. Instead of making a statement about the league's depth, the All-Star Game revealed a stark reality. The WNBA's popularity boom is teetering on a single pillar, and that pillar just spent the weekend icing her groin. This dependence is not sustainable, and the WNBA knows it. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert and league executives watched as their banner event unraveled. What was supposed to be a declaration of growth and legitimacy turned into an awkward, empty spectacle. The hard truth: the W built its entire 2025 All-Star narrative around a singular figure, and when that figure vanished, so did the magic. That's not to say the weekend was a total loss. For Clark herself, this could have been a homecoming to remember, a coronation of sorts. But her injury robbed her of that moment just as much as it robbed the fans. After a near-flawless college and rookie year where she never missed a game, Clark's soft tissue issues have now kept her out of 11 contests this season. It raises uncomfortable questions about durability and workload, and it leaves the WNBA, once again, hoping that their brightest star can stay on the court long enough to keep the momentum alive. The most alarming part of all: this wasn't just another midseason game. This was the All-Star Game, the best players, the biggest market push, the primetime showcase, and it failed to deliver anything beyond disappointment. Not because the league lacks talent, not because the fans weren't interested, but because without Caitlin Clark, the entire structure begins to wobble, no matter how much the league may try to distribute attention evenly across its stars. The market has spoken loud and clear. The CC effect is real. And this weekend, that effect was painfully absent. So the question remains, what now? Can the WNBA build a more balanced ecosystem where no single injury can derail an entire weekend? Can it create a product that compels viewership and attendance even when the most polarizing star isn't part of the script? Because if it can't, then this All-Star Game won't just be a low point. It will be a warning shot, one that echoes far louder than any buzzer beater. What do you think? Did Caitlin Clark's absence truly expose a fatal flaw in the WNBA's current structure, or was this just an unfortunate anomaly? Can the league bounce back and create a product that doesn't rise and fall with a single player? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a deep dive like this again.